Is it that implausible that the huge Meg is lurking somewhere in the middle of the Pacific?
Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the next week.
So yes, officially the Meg is extinct. But until we've scoured all the world's oceans searching for it, we cannot say for sure. Grazers.
Number 7. Megaraptor. With a formidable...
Hello everyone, it's the German Spine. Welcome to our second installment of Abominations. This episode we'll be looking at the channel that isn't really a Paleotuber, since the channel doesn't specialize in any dinosaur content. But since they had plenty of bad dinosaur videos, we will be talking about it anyways. The particular channel we will be looking at is the channel known as 100 Million. It's even worse than Mega Dinosaurs. Now, Mega Dinosaurs may be popular, but he has only about 273,000 subs at the moment. 100 Million on the other hand has 24 million subscribers. That many subs, that must mean he makes content, right? Right? Yeah, no, he makes typical clickbait top 10 videos that so many others do. I've seen them, you've seen them, I guarantee everyone has encountered one at some point. It is so by the numbers, he even unironically uses the like right now or you'll have bad luck thing. Same of these dumb conspiracies about long extinct animals being alive, like government hiding Tasmanian tigers in the jungle. When it comes to paleontology videos though, he makes pretty standard top 10 dinosaur videos. On the surface, the things he says won't sound too bad, but to someone uneducated is the worst part, as they won't know any better that could very well believe it. He also seems to be under the impression that dinosaurs are monsters instead of animals. They are, which is a common theme with the channels we'll be talking about. This further misinforms people, since most people think of dinosaurs that way already. Appealing to what people think they know makes it easier for them to believe the smaller lies he tells. If you think that this is just me being over dramatic, I have proof that this is happening. This user, whose name is obscured for privacy reasons, watched 100 million videos and has the idea of these animals badly warped. And I have talked to people who think dinosaurs as just monsters and don't want to accept things that aren't awesome, bro. This doesn't just end with paleo videos. All of his videos spread information akin to this. Since this is a paleo channel, we can only really review the ones based around paleo. How did he get to this point? For that we go back to the very beginning. 100 Million started his channel on August 30th, 2016, yet his first video was posted over 2 years later. He started out with videos that weren't very clickbaity, and more so just some mildly interesting news stories. His first video has no description, no hashtag above the title. He didn't get many views and would be lucky to break 100. It took until his 7th video to add a description, which was just the title of the video again. This is when he began making his videos slightly clickbaitier. He was getting 50 to 200 views on average. He would then change the description to include the entire script of the video. This is also when he used the News Today hashtag, which would in coming months be replaced by a hashtag 100 million. But on November 20th, nearly a year after posting his first video, he would strike gold. 10 Fastest Animals on This Planet was a hit, getting more views than any previous video. After this, he started almost only posting top 10 videos. This proved to be a good choice, as these videos started getting thousands to 10,000s of views. Even the lowest of these videos would get more views than his average old videos. In response to his success, he made the videos over 10 minutes more clickbaity and started uploading much faster. He now occasionally puts several hashtags alongside hashtag 100 million. It depends on the video. Finally, he would put 100 million First place are all your heartwarming stories about amazing people that will inspire you every day. Make sure that alongside that last change he would literally just re-upload his older videos with the exact same title and thumbnails. The most curious part of all is that these famous re-uploads get millions of views, and that is where he is today. Now, before I start the reaction, we'd like to talk about our sponsor, Cenozoic Dynasty. Cenozoic Dynasty is a Cenozoic survivor with animals all throughout the era to choose from, such as Titanoboa, Basilosaurus, and Daedon. It is currently in development and looks very promising. The official Cenozoic Dynasty Discord server will be linked in the description. Make sure to join if you're interested in following the development of the game.
Subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the.
He does the terrible luck thing like every clickbait YouTuber, of course.
Your dinosaurs was not a good time for prey to be. It was the time when the most terrifying beasts ruled the world billions of years ago. Were extraordinary, bus-sized reptiles packing a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth that delivered a tremendous bite force. Ancient reptiles were as dangerous as we've come to imagine them to be, but today's video is all about the dangerous ones. And even among the fierce ones, there are those that are considered to be more dangerous than the rest. These are the 10 largest carnivorous dinosaurs that
Yeah, well, he again, how he talks, dinosaurs look like monsters again.
from the Earth millions of years ago. Let's see just how fierce these carnivores match up. Number 10. Velociraptor.
Yeah, I don't really get why he picked Velociraptor because it isn't even the biggest dromaeosaur. It's just a turkey size. It's just turkey sized. That's all. That's all it is.
Took off with these medium-sized, no, actually they are small bird-like dinosaurs, every bit as vicious as their larger compadres. Velociraptors were roughly the size of turkeys, standing at half a meter tall and measuring up to 2 meters long, head to tail. They were slim and lightweight, weighing about 15 kilos, making them quite agile compared to larger members of their family. These creatures were clearly built for speedy pursuits.
The speed on dromaeosaurs aren't really that fast. Just to make that clear.
Their small size was not an issue for these polished predators. They had these large 6.5 centimeter long sight-shaped claws on their second toes, which was the perfect weapon against prey. Quick-witted pack hunters, velociraptors were masters at sneaking up on relatively large prey. They tackled them until they had the prey pinned down to the ground. Then they'd sink in their clawed terror into the prey's body using a lethal technique called a raptor brain restraint. Number 9.
The raptor prey restraint only worked on animals much smaller than there's actually a lot of studies on the size limits of raptor prey restraint. So is that talking absolute BS right now?
Majungasaurus. Measuring about 5 to 7 meters in length and weighing just over a ton, Majungasaurus was medium-sized for a theropod dinosaur. It lived in the present-day island of Madagascar in India when the two landmasses were still connected, 70 to 66 million years ago, also making it one of the last known dinosaurs to go extinct during the Cretaceous Paleogene mass extinction event. Despite being one of the small carnivorous dinosaurs, Majungasaurus was a ruthless killer and had some.
He calls it medium, but now he says it's small here. It's very impressive. I understand.
Something of a bad reputation for feasting on its own kin. However, some scholars
And the make that clear, the cannibalism thing it is likely, but it's absolute bullshit that it was the only dinosaur there, or that it is special, or that it makes it ruthless. Many modern animals do that. We even have evidence, like we have on almost every well-known carnivore, we have evidence of fighting, interspecies fighting. So this actually says nothing if the animal actually was doing that or not.
believe that Majungasaurus only ate relatives who were injured during active hunts, or they're already
They weren't actively hunting each other. That's not how it works.
dead relatives. Well, you have to admit that such behaviors are the hallmarks of a ruthless killer.
He's trying to say he says ruthless killer and he's trying to mark it off as a monster.
As much as it gives evidence of dwarfed by other carnivorous theropod dinosaurs, the Jugosaurus was one reptile they knew not to mess with. The raptor. Distant cousin of Allosaurus from
I don't know why he puts Raptor. It isn't a very large dinosaur.
the northern Chinese desert, Cineraptor is a deadly prehistoric predatory reptile that has been terrorizing some of the largest herbivorous dinosaurs that lived 160 million years ago in the late Jurassic epoch. This was a large carnivorous dinosaur with the characteristic short arms but had claws that could grab, hold, and tear into flesh of any prey. It had powerful, muscular, and elongated legs which allowed it to take wider strides when chasing after prey. Being slimmer than the notorious T-Rex, you bet it was more agile, and its long
If it was more agile or faster, we can't really say that.
tail helped with the balance, allowing it to catch juvenile herbivorous dinosaurs easily. Standing at about 3 meters tall and measuring roughly 7.5 meters in length, Cineraptor was likely the fastest predatory dinosaur
I mean,
of its jaws and gently curving sharp teeth when hunting ornithopods, very agile bipedal grazers. Number 7. Megaraptor. With a formidable
yeah, well, he used an image of Allosaurus from Megaraptor.
appearance and a serious level of ferocity, we can say that the Megaraptor was one of the most dangerous carnivorous dinosaurs that have ever walked the earth.
Yeah, well, he calls it one of the most dangerous, like, theropods here, but it was actually, like, there were much more dangerous ones. Anyways.
This mighty lizard was only a half a meter long.
Also, he just called it the carnivorous theropod, and now he calls it a lizard. Great.
Larger than its Chinese cladmate, Cineraptor, but it was a more agile, meaner, and angrier.
And he uses JFC footage here.
Meat eater. Its
From the Balosaurus.
proportions were of about 8 meters in length and weighed in at 1 metric ton. While its sheer size was enough to frighten its prey, it was the 35-centimeter sickle-like claws on its feet and arms that struck terror the most into
The thing with the sickle claws on the feet isn't true. That was believed by paleontologists when they first found the big sickle claw of it, but later it was later revealed that it was actually located on the hands of the animal.
the hearts of prey, and its powerful jaws with sharp
That image, I don't know what that is, but that isn't a Megaraptor. I can.
serrated teeth were added to the scare factor. Number 6. Odontosaurus. Ranging between 10 and 13 meters long and weighing about 12 or so metric tons, this
12 metric tons? No, that's way too heavy.
a mouthful name had a skull the size of a person and strong jaws.
The thing with the skull size, with the skull large as a person isn't really true.
Sporting shark-like, razor-sharp, lunny
Also, its bite force was actually really low. It relied on slashing with its teeth
centimeter long
and cutting.
teeth that could slice through flesh like a hot knife through butter. Its name means shark-toothed lizard, and that should be enough for you to understand just how lethal this beast of a reptile was. Roaming the earth some 90 million years ago, around Argentina and Morocco, these dinosaurs were
I don't get where he has the. I think that he has the Argentina thing from that horrible documentary Dinosaur Planet.
believed to have hunted in large packs. They delivered slashing wounds that led to extensive bleeding in their back, mate.
Okay, there's an ad here.
To bring down some of the largest sauropods who lived alongside these lethal predators. Like other large theropods, Carcharodontosaurus had powerful legs, which they used not just to hunt and attack prey, but also to run away from predators like the Spinosaurus, which lived.
Why would you run away from a Spinosaurus? Spinosaurus would have no reason to place it on land or anything.
At the same time and in the same place as them. Still, there are those that suggest that young and old Spinosaurus were in fact thinner to Carcharodontosaurus.
That is probably more likely, but I don't think Carcharodontosaurus hunted them really either.
Some juvenile Spinosaurus had bite marks similar to the dental arrangement of Carcharodontosaurus. They were
But that shit isn't really proven.
attacked by large groups of Carcharodontosaurus, slicing through their flesh and leaving enormous gaping wounds that quickly incapacitated them and eventually brought them down. Number 5. Dilophosaurus. Another large theropod dinosaur, Dilophosaurus roamed the Earth around present-day Argentina some 94 million years ago. Said to have been a close cousin of Gigantosaurus and could grow almost as
He
big
says Gigantosaurus and not Giganotosaurus.
as their large cousins. Dilophosaurus measured about 11 meters in length and about 3 to 4 meters tall to the hip. They used their large bodies to their advantage. What's more, these dinosaurs may have hunted in packs, making them even more lethal. Dinosaurs had narrow blade-like teeth which they used to chomp down the large and strong bones of their herbivores. Hunting in large groups meant that they were able to hunt and take down some of the largest dinosaurs who ever walked the earth. 35-meter-long Argentinosaurus. Number 4. Paleotuber. Nearly as large and as fierce as T-Rex, Tarbosaurus was a large carnivorous theropod dinosaur from Central Asia. In a sense, Tarbosaurus was the Asian version of the dinosaur king, T-Rex.
I mean, he uses a lot of footage that isn't from documentaries here, like from Dino King or like other weird movies and stuff.
These apex predators shared a common ancestry in the Tyrannosaurus. While T-Rex was bigger and stronger than its Asian cousin Tarbosaurus, it was slower due to its heavy muscle mass. The largest Tarbosaurus measured about 12 meters long and weighed slightly less than a T-Rex. Both T-Rex and Tarbosaurus had powerful jaws and sharp teeth that could chomp down on prey in single, mouthful bites. They had puny but strong arms with 2 fingers, but these were not useful to them since the arms were too short to use for attacking prey, and they were too short to reach food into the mouth. Their massive hind legs, however, these were one of their best weapons. Among other tactics, both Tarbosaurus and T-Rex had perfected an efficient takedown tackle that saw their prey fall and get pinned to the ground.
We haven't got any evidence of how exactly T-Rex or any predator hunts. We just can assume based on on their force and how they would have to hunt based on that.
Number 3. Giganotosaurus. Big, strong.
That's probably the worst pronunciation I've ever heard.
Long and fast, Giganotosaurus was, at the time of discovery, thought to be the largest carnivorous dinosaur. Also, records suggest that this giant reptile measured more than 12 meters from head to tail and weighing in at a whopping 12 metric tons. It roamed and terrorized herbivorous dinosaurs that lived in today's Argentina during the late Cretaceous period, around 97 million years ago.
I don't know why they are putting so much effort on telling us that they were really aggressive. They would have been aggressive with any other predator.
Taller and longer, but slimmer than T-Rex. Still, Giganotosaurus was a respected predator of its time, about 30 million years before T-Rexes emerged. Now it's time for today's best pick. We have a picture sent to us by a subscriber just like you. It shows a terrifying giant ancient reptile we've all come to know as the king of the dinosaurs. That's not a title they get to just anyone. Number 2. Tyrannosaurus rex. Aside from being one of the largest and baddest carnivorous dinosaurs to ever live, Tyrannosaurus rex is the ancient reptile that has arguably received the most media exposure, and deservedly so. Ever since Tyrannosaurus rex fossils were discovered in western North America.
He just used Tyrannosaurus for the Tyrannosaurus segment.
Scientists knew right away that this was a massive, giant-sized reptile, and from its muscle mass estimates, they knew that it must have been king. The name Tyrannosaurus rex, T-Rex for short, literally means tyrant lizard king, and there is no arguing that it lived up to its name. This was a huge predatory dinosaur sporting a mouthful of sharp, serrated teeth, and get this, the largest teeth of any carnivorous dinosaur ever discovered. Boy, this beast could punch a bite so strong and powerful, bone-splitting jaws produced a force roughly equivalent to the weight of a medium-sized elephant. In terms of size, prey had no chance. T-Rex came in at 13 meters long.
He says prey had no chance, but T-Rex had to hunt prey of similar sizes, so he's talking absolute BS here.
The tail and stood at over 5 meters taller. Weighed as much as 14,000 kilos, and it had really strong thighs and a powerful tail. Quite frankly, T-Rex wasn't the biggest, fastest, heaviest, nor smartest of all dinosaurs, but it was the ultimate all-rounder, and that's how it managed to cling to its crown.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So, here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of
Yeah, he does that fucking like and gets luck thing again.
amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 1. Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus may not have been the baddest carnivorous dinosaurs, but they were the biggest of all meat-eating dinosaurs, larger than the feared T-Rex and Gigantopithecus.
That isn't really true. Spinosaurus would have been about the weight of T-Rex or less, like, we don't have good estimates of Spinosaurus, exact estimates of Spinosaurus weight, but likely was around of T-Rex and not bigger or something.
Spinosaurus lived in the Cretaceous period, about 112 million years ago, believed to have roamed and terrorized the swamps of...
Actually, no, the remains from 112 million years ago are kind of fragmentary and dubious. Spinosaurus actually lived from 100 to 94 to 93 million years ago.
Africa, around where you'd find present-day Egypt, all the way to Morocco, with a length of 18 meters and weighing about 9 metric tons, possibly up to 20 metric tons. This behemoth was as heavy as a herd of full-grown African elephants. But despite its imposing physique, Spinosaurus is believed to have spent most than it did on land. It had very long spines protruding 2 meters off its back vertebra. The distinctive spine was used as a sail, and it used its wide, flat claws and feet as paddles. Still, even with a structure deliberately designed for aquatic life, this massive dinosaur was agile and quite deadly on land.
No, it wasn't. It was slow as fuck. It couldn't do anything on land.
Certainly held its own against other predators who shared its turf. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to smash the like icon and leave a comment.
Oh god. Well, that was it. Alright, so there's a lot of issues here. Now you probably will know that there are a ton of inaccuracies. He called things like mosasaurs and pterosaurs dinosaurs, yet most people who pay even the slight attention to paleontology will know that pterosaurs, marine reptiles, are in fact not the channel also, when making the top 10 videos, often this by talking about a certain creature for a segment uses the wrong creature on screen. I can understand if that creature you're talking about doesn't have many specimens or hasn't been featured in media that much, but that is a valid argument when you use Tyrannosaurus for it all throughout your Tyrannosaurus segment. And even for those obscure dinos, maybe you don't want to exclusively use footage from documentaries that are most likely outdated anyway. The channel uses way too many clips while making their videos. There are plenty of channels that don't use many clips from a show they are reviewing, yet they get their entire channels taken down. This, on the other hand, uses so many film and TV clips all throughout their videos with no problem. 100 million even gets to put ads on them. I know this channel is called Dinosaur Protectors and not the Cryptid Protectors, but 100 million has also made videos about supposed sea monsters and cryptids that we would still like to talk about. And since of these cryptids are just extinct creatures still live, they fit well enough. Cryptozoology is interesting for sure, but there's no way the cryptids the channel claims to actually exist really do. The channel also uses way too many clickbaity titles like "This is the largest dinosaur," "Snakes that killed dinosaurs," and so much more. With a dinosaur video, it'll be very awesome bro dinosaur usually on the thumbnail. Some examples include the Jurassic World Tyrannosaurus fighting a giant snake or two massive theropods picking a sauropod up off the ground. In case with the cryptid videos, a clearly fake image of some insane looking creature. Usually it's Photoshop, but sometimes it's fake practically. Either way, the cryptid thumbnails are very bad. Honestly, the scripted stuff could be its own video, but there's a lot more videos about real monsters. Most of them are just as bad as they look. I'm sure of this because sat down and watched. In my opinion, it's one of the worst ever made. The video is called "Extinct Animals Could Be Alive Near You," and it's bad, if not worse, than its title and thumbnail. I'm not going to go too far into this, but I will point out some of the worst parts in the portion about Megalodon. Yes, I know it's such a big shock. The worst part is the Megalodon segment. You'll have to bear with me. He claims the entire species of 67-foot shark is hidden in the ocean, and on the nose reasoning, well actually, it's a wholly original point. Not only makes sense, but just kidding, it's ocean big. Megalodon existing would completely change the marine ecosystem and drastically impact whales. And since the shark lived in warm coastal environments, we would have proof by now. Another amazing thing is the 100 million one play for all your heartwarming stories about amazing people that will inspire you every day. Make sure to subscribe to the video. In its description, 100 million videos, aka the best place to binge watch videos on the internet. In his about to lesser extent, should be 100 million is the hashtag first place for clickbait and misinformation, but he doesn't seem to like honesty. Also calls his videos PG entertainment, family-friendly comedy videos for kids. And the only comedy is how bad they are. And if it's for kids, that makes me sad. Children deserve better than 100 million. We don't hate the person behind 100 million. It's what the channel stands for. The videos uploaded to it, the deceptive titles and thumbnails, the misinformation and lies in so many of the videos. We just want you to know about these things so you can avoid 100 million videos. And want him to improve his channel. I want every creator to be good, but sometimes that means criticizing them and calling them out on the problems that plague their videos. If you watch 100 million for information, please listen to what we're saying and seek out actual good channels. There are plenty of creators who cover things that 100 million does, but without the misinformation and clickbaiting. For example, if you're interested in his paleo and cryptid content, channels like Benji Thomas, Trader Explainer, make far superior videos based around that. This applies to all types of content he makes. There's better out there, and since it seems like 100 million videos are never going to change, I suggest finding better.